And it's 7:30. We'll get going here. Before we start, I just have something to say. I want to thank those who did reach out. For those that didn't hear, the branch I worked in got robbed Monday morning. So it was a weird incident to be through, but everyone's safe, and that's the most important part. But yeah, scary thing to go through. So again, thank you to those that did reach out and call me that day. Tim, you want to head us off, please?
Most certainly. I found a really nice video from a group. It's a Western Asian kind of influence. So here we go.
Thank you, Tim. What do you have for us this morning?
Good morning, President Dean. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sarah, our guest speaker. Lovely to see you this morning. You're going to be properly introduced in a few moments, but we want to thank you for coming to our meeting and a warm welcome from all the Rotarians. We've got a couple of birthdays to celebrate. They're coming up tomorrow. Jen is a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jen. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Barry, tomorrow. Birthday, happy birthday. Have a terrific day. We've got some anniversaries. Tim and Melanie on the August the 21st, 17 years of marriage. Tim, have a great day. Wonderful. Andrew and Samantha on the 21st. They have 6 years of marriage. All the best to them. Anne and Larry Kell. This is a big one. This is a 40-year one, Anne. So on August the 22nd, a very, very warm greetings from the Rotary to you and Larry. Please have a wonderful 40th birthday. What else do I have here now? Marlene and Glenn, they have 37 years today, so drop them a quick email wishing them all the best on their wedding anniversary. Chief Fletcher, I just wanted to touch base with you this morning. Now, I got this secondhand. I wasn't able to read it anywhere, but my wife informed me that a lady in Innisfil got a phone call that she'd won a lottery, and she was doubtful of the phone call. So the people that were calling her, and of course it was a hoax, had someone call her, and he said he was the chief of police in Innisfil, and that she actually had won that lottery. Chief, do you know anything about this?
And he actually quite a scam. They took quite severe measures. They actually called a second time, said that it was the Publishers Clearinghouse. It was the first call, and that she'd won thousands of dollars, and that she needed to submit some money to, so they could transfer the funds and a bunch of other stuff, and she had to get insurance. And then they followed it up with a follow-up phone call from an alleged lawyer working for Publishers Clearinghouse, and told her she had to take certain action. And then the third phone call came from Chief Fletcher, evidently saying that she was not to call the police, that this was all legit and not to worry about it. So other than selling online beer for year tickets, you'll never get a phone call from the chief saying, give me money.
Well, it's great to have you in our club, Chief, and it's great to because we get it right from the source, and thank you very much for that. you know, I get a lot of phone calls and a lot of calls on my cell phone for people these days, and some are legitimate, which is unfortunate, but I treat them all the same. I say, I'm sorry, but because of the way that the world is today and all the phony calls and the scams, I'm not able to talk to you. And the people that are legit say to me, I totally understand, and I understand. So I deal with it that way. I just don't do any business over the phone, and I will continue to do that. So that's all I have this morning for you, President Dean. But all of you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.
The bottom line,
Thank you.
President
Well-
Dean, if I can, the bottom line for the members of our club, and you can pass it on to your friends and family, you should never have to give money to get money in any way. So if somebody says you got to pay for something in order to get it, it's a hoax.
Excellent. Good point. Thank you, Chief.
Jen, will you be announcing our guest this morning?
Yes, thank you, President Dean. Sara has an educational background in the field of nutrition, having completed her undergrad in nutraceutical science and a Master of Science in Human Health and Nutrition. Throughout her master's degree, Sara's studies were focused in the areas of food literacy, food security, and sustainable food systems. She now applies this knowledge in the health associate role at the town of Innisfil by implementing programs and projects such as the community fridge to support community health and wellness. Please welcome Sara.
Thank you, Jen, for the welcome. And thank you everyone for having me here today. I'm very excited to speak to everyone about this exciting new project in Innisfil. So I'm first going to give just some general information about what community fridges are, and then I'll give some more specific details about our community fridge here in Innisfil. So community fridges have been popping up across the country in communities such as Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Hamilton, and so on, in an effort to support those experiencing food insecurity, and also with a secondary goal of reducing food waste. So food insecurity was already a very real issue in Canada, with 1 in 8 households being food insecure. But the prevalence of food insecurity has increased greatly as a result of the pandemic, and this holds true here in Innisfil. So community fridges provide those in need barrier-free access to nutritious foods, free of stigma and judgment. They play an important role in complementing what is available through existing food relief services, such as food banks, social enterprise kitchens, and school lunch programs. For example, community fridges are accessible 24/7, so they can meet anyone's schedule and are always there in an emergency situation. They also facilitate the distribution of fresh food items, which is a barrier often faced by food banks due to lack of resources. Community fridges also play an important role in reducing, as I mentioned, food waste, as farms and businesses and other food retailers are able to donate misshapen, imperfect, or end-of-day food that's perfectly good to eat but can't be sold due to retail requirements. So just to be clear, these aren't like people's leftovers or like spoiled food or anything. It's just simply a weird shaped carrot that wouldn't be allowed to be sold at Sobeys. Still great to eat, can go in the fridge. So now that we kind of know what a fridge is and why they exist, how do they even work? So community fridges operate on a take what you need, leave what you can basis, meaning those who need food are welcome to take however much they need, and they have the freedom to just go into the fridge and grab it themselves. Those who are in a position to donate food to the community fridge are encouraged to do so as often as they'd like, whether regular donations or just on a one-time thing. So community fridges are stocked entirely with donations from individuals, community groups, and businesses. Innisfil's community fridge opened on June 11th and is located outside the north entrance of the Innisfil Rec Center, so that it's accessible 24/7 for people to pick up and drop off food. Since the opening of the community fridge, it's seen a ton of use, with food flowing in and out of it daily. Over just the last 2 months, actually, more than 1,300 food items have been donated and picked up. We've observed that the highest demand items are fresh produce items and snack foods, like you'd see for kids' lunches, like applesauce and granola bars. And these items rarely last in the fridge more than 24 hours before they're picked up. Donations have been coming from community members and local businesses and organizations, and so far the fridge has not been left empty, but the demand is very high. As more people learn about the fridge, more and more people are making use of it, making it difficult to keep up with the demand. So our hope is that as we continue to spread the word in our community, more people will step up to this opportunity to help out their neighbors. So there are a lot of ways to get involved in helping out the community fridge. Of course, one of the main ways to support the community fridge is donating food. So food items that are eligible for donation are fresh produce, so fruits, veggies, herbs, including those that are grown in your home garden. Just ideally they're washed off and nicely packaged to put in the fridge. Breads, pastries, and dry goods, all in their original packaging, labeled and everything. Non-perishables and alcoholic beverages. To maximize food safety, the community fridge can't accept dairy, raw meat, or homemade meals. Meals made in public health inspected kitchens, such as a restaurant or a community kitchen, those meals can be put in the fridge as long as they're labeled with the date it was made, what the meal is, and all of the ingredients. While every donation has a big impact, there are a lot of ways to help out aside from donating food. The first of which could be stopping by the community fridge to organize it. Oftentimes people drop off huge donations with really great intentions, but the fridge can end up looking really cluttered and messy. So just by stopping by the fridge and organizing what's already in it, so grouping similar items together, like all of the different types of pasta and all of the cans on one shelf maybe, and then fruits and veggies on another shelf. Standing items up, pulling them towards the front so it looks nice and full, kind of just like if you were at a grocery store. This makes the fridge appear much tidier, and it's a more pleasant experience for anyone who's going to get food from the fridge. Another way to help out is by, again, if you stop by the fridge, just taking a photo or emailing an update to the community fridge email address, which is communityfridge@innisfil.ca, but it's also on the side of the fridge, so you don't need to remember it. This is just very helpful because it helps us keep track of what's in there, how everything's working, and just what we can do to make sure that the fridge is best serving the community. And this actually also helps us keep track of if there are any problems with the fridge and allows us to respond quickly. If there's spoiled food or anything, we don't want that sitting in the fridge because, again, it's a bad look and nobody wants to have to sort through spoiled food to get something good. So while we have staff check the fridge twice a day, it's really helpful having regular updates so that we can respond quickly to any problems. And then finally, just spreading the word about the community fridge. This could be sharing information about it, just kind of like I am today, with anyone, whether it's someone who might benefit from accessing the fridge or somebody who might be interested in donating to the fridge, talking to friends, family, whoever, about donating things, or even mentioning the community fridge to your neighbor who's maybe given you way too many zucchinis that you cannot possibly keep up with. This is a great outlet for them. In fact, yesterday, there was a zucchini, it was like literally this big in the fridge. I don't know what someone's gonna do with it, but good luck to them. So if you haven't had a chance to stop by the community fridge, I certainly encourage you to do so. And that's about all of the information I have ready right now, but I'd be happy to answer any questions that there may be.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I see Anne's already got her hand up. Go ahead, Anne.
Thank you, President Dean. Just a thought, Sarah, if there are that many people that are already using the community fridge and we're heading into the fall and the winter where people won't have extra fresh produce in their gardens and that sort of thing, is there any thought about expanding it and putting like a community cupboard beside it so that we can help meet that demand as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of community fridges, just not ours, have they're in like a shelter and they have a pantry to go with the fridge for that exact reason. And that's definitely something that's on the radar. Our fridge, just as it was a pilot program for the summer, didn't have a pantry to go with it. We were using a borrowed fridge. but we're always evaluating programs to make sure that they can best serve our community for now and the future. So that's definitely something that's being considered and hopeful.
Thanks, Sarah.
Chief Fletcher.
Thanks, President Dean. Sarah, I hate to always look at these things through that negative lens, but in our world, it seems to be that's what we do. So how are you preventing, first off, I'm surprised to see that you're accepting alcohol and a community fridge. I would have thought that was a no-no and against all the liquor laws, but we can take that offline. But how are you preventing the abuse where some people just help themselves to it because it's there and it's free?
I just want to be clear, I'm not sure if I said alcoholic beverages. If I did, I meant non-alcoholic. Alcohol is not allowed in the fridge, so no worries on that one.
Thank you.
That's a very good question. We do get it a lot. I will say, fortunately, from what I've seen, there have been very few incidents. Actually, I don't know of any incidents of anybody just taking everything from the fridge and more than they need, which is really really positive. And I guess our thought with it and with other community fridges is that we don't know what people's situations are at home. Perhaps they do truly need that food. Perhaps they're bringing it to their neighbors who also need it. So we're trying to approach it with a case of no judgment. And as of right now, there haven't, like I said, there haven't been any concerns with that. But perhaps as this there are more donations and more people learn about it, that may become a problem. So it's definitely something that we'll be watching out for.
Yeah, thank you for that. The hope would be that people that really need it access it, and those that don't would leave it alone. But
Thank you, Chief. Any other questions for Sarah? Monica.
Oh, sorry, turn the video off. Great job on the fridge. I have seen it advertised and everything. So just have a question. I see a lot of comments about the fridge and its location not being accessible to the Cora Volcona. What's the thought process in that?
Yeah, so again, with it being a pilot program, we chose the town campus location as we think it's a relatively convenient location, and also it's useful for our staff to be able to sanitize it. They do that twice daily on their sanitation route, so we can ensure that it is safe and clean. And also with it being there, the thought was that residents would be able to take advantage of the flat rate Uber fares or the 2 free trips. But yes, we have heard a lot of people saying even that is that's not the most convenient location, despite kind of those benefits. And even taking the flat rate Uber to that location doesn't guarantee that there will be what you need in the fridge. That could be a waste of an Uber trip. So again, we have heard all of this feedback and definitely taking it into consideration as we're considering what's going to come next after this summer pilot program.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
President Dean.
Don't see any hands. Well, Sarah, thank you so much
Okay.
for coming today. Yes, Barb.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just
No,
was
go ahead.
wondering.
There's a lag. Just go ahead, Barb.
I was just wondering about the issue of now I've lost it because never mind. I'll figure it out.
Thank you, Barb. Any other thoughts then? No, okay. Thank you, Sarah, for coming. It was great to hear more and more about it. We're going to continue with our normal meeting. You're more than welcome to stay and see what we're all about. We understand if you are busy and have to go. But again, thank you very much for the presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much again for this opportunity to speak to all of you. And if you do have any questions about the community fridge, you can email them to communityfridge@innisfil.ca or myself, Sara Corcoran @innisfil.ca. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
I think that,
Business. Susie, welcome back. Hope your trip was well. Do you have anything on the harvest dinner?
Sorry, President Dean, you're muffled there for a second. I think we're having our meeting this Friday, so we'll talk about what's come up since I left.
Breaking up.
Yeah, must be everybody doing the same problem. Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you, Susie.
Okay. So we have a meeting.
Did everyone hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, no worries. I have a bad connection this morning. This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday we'll have our meeting. I'll send out a reminder.
Okay, perfect.
Oh.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So this Friday, yes. Okay. And I apologize, my feed isn't very strong today. But I saw Doug join. Doug, where are you?
Doug, your audio is dead.
I guess he's a long way away.
You can't hear me, eh? No
There you go.
speaker.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, I'm out on the north shore of the St. Lawrence, so we're going to be loading the motorcycles on a boat that's going to get here shortly. And then we're on the boat for a couple of days, and we're heading up to Goose Bay, Newfoundland. Oh, sounds like I lost everyone.
Nope.
Anyways, good morning, have fun, play safe, and happy Rotary.
President Dean?
I think he's gone.
Yeah, it looks like we've lost him.
Yeah, he dropped off, so maybe he's gone to see if he can
I
figure out his
think we've
problem.
lost President Dean, so I'll step in for the moment just until President Dean gets back. So I guess the next item was beer for a year. Let me just have a quick look here at the
That's it.
agenda.
Tim, what have you got to say about for beer for a year?
Yeah.
Okay, so for Beer for a Year, ticket sales are still going. I've got some have been coming in slightly online. Is there still people out there who have not yet received books from Jeff?
Yes.
If so,
I
get
don't have
them.
any yet. I need some.
Okay, awesome, Susie. Thank you. Yeah, get them and let's just start putting it out there because people want to buy these things. The more of us that physically have them in our hands, the faster we can get them out there.
I still have 500 tickets left to be sold. So, and our early bird draw is coming up shortly. So we need all those stubs in next week so we can get the early bird started. So,
Okay.
So we got to get it together.
Okay. I will, I'll get a couple quick promos written that we can start pushing on Facebook and Instagram and all those areas to say the deadline's coming up for the early bird. And hopefully we can get a bit of a push for that. Furthermore, this Thursday and Friday, not sure. I haven't been putting too many ads out there because I'm not sure who's actually available to do the farmers market. I don't know if it's even worth doing them, to be honest with you. Dean and I were speaking about possibly having a location at Sobeys, and Warren has been looking at different locations. He did the car show last week. We have the opportunity to do the car show again this week. and he was making a recommendation with the 400 flea market. Jeff, I don't know if we've ever had a situation with doing stuff at the 400. Is there a reason why we haven't looked at there before?
I have never attempted to do it, and nobody else has ever suggested that. It's probably a good spot, Saturday, Sunday, because there's lots of people to go through there, and they're open again now. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just didn't know if there was a historical reason why we hadn't. So, yeah, we'll put a pin on that one, and we'll see what who's available.
Just need volunteers. Like, we got to have people out there, because it's always the same people doing the sales. Like, we got everybody. We got 33 members. We need 33 people involved in selling these tickets.
Oh, I know.
Can I remind you, Jeff, that we have a stack of books that we're not intending to sell. They were used for the, I think the farmer's market or whatever, some event. Maybe it was the bottle drive, but just so you don't expect that they'll be sold by the Bagleys.
Okay.
Oh, well, you have possession of them. You got to sell them now or buy them. It's simple as that.
Well, you're amazing at selling.
I know the police chief, and he says you can't bully me into doing those things. I heard that this morning.
Nice.
Okay.
President Dean, can I say something?
Yes, go ahead, Al.
So just a quick comment on the sale of the tickets. I think what's happening is we've got a few members who feel because we are always trying to promote the farmers market at the 2 locations, and now we're trying to talk about the 400 market and selling them at the bottle drive, that those people feel that maybe they don't have to sell them because those opportunities will sell most of the tickets. And that's not the way it works. The way it works in Rotary, it has for years, and all the other clubs, and the way we did it when we first started this club, was that all the members would take a few books and they would sell to their friends, their neighbors, their relatives. An easy sell, something that's easy to do, because some of our members just don't feel comfortable going to a total stranger. And I think we've got to get over the fact that we're not going to sell all these tickets at the farmers market, at the 400, at the church parking lot. The main way we sell these tickets is for individual members to take it upon themselves to approach their family, friends, and neighbors. And if we can get back to that way of thinking, I think we may have more success. It's just my thoughts.
I agree 100%. Al is dead on right. When we go to the farmers market and all these different locations, we're not selling tickets. We're selling ourselves. We're selling the fact that we are existing as an entity, and we're wanting the people to see how pleasant we are, how helpful we're going to be, what we're doing for the community, and that's what sells the tickets. So Al's dead on right. Let's get it there as the individuals representing Rotary, and the tickets will just sell themselves.
Like, we have 1,500 tickets. If everybody took 4.5 books, they'd be all sold. Simple. It's not rocket science. It's just mathematics. We can make a good whack of money at this.
Yep.
On that note, Tim, I need some more books. I'm down to 1 ticket left.
I have some, but once again, Jeff has the majority of the tickets. He's the keeper of the keys.
All right.
Okay.
I can drop off anytime you want.
For those who don't have tickets, may I remind you that we are meeting in person, and Jeff will be handing them out next week.
Meeting in person next week?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you're jumping the agenda there. Dean, we haven't gotten to that yet.
I know. I'm just pre-gaming everybody for it. Chief Fletcher.
Yeah, Dean, I hate to be the stickler on this one, and I appreciate what Tim's saying as far as trying to get these tickets sold. I'm just wondering the value of the farmers market. Tim, I know I've offered the last couple of weeks and we've had to cancel because we haven't had people interested in doing it. I appreciate that we're there to showcase Rotary, show how friendly we are, and so on and so forth, but it's a chunk of time out of people's days. And if we're not selling any tickets at that location, then maybe we need to rethink spending our 4 or 5 hours there. Spend the 4 or 5 hours hitting your friends up and sell the tickets there as opposed to sitting at the farmers market. I know Barb Warren was there a couple of weeks back. I'm not so sure how many he was able to sell during that time period. People don't go to the farmers market to buy beer for a year tickets. They're just not happening. So my recommendation would be we move away from the farmers market at this point. I think we've saturated that location and consider pushing them ourselves.
I tend to agree, and that pretty much echoes what Al was saying, Chief Fletcher. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and on that, like Tim said, I met with Kevin Augustine from Sobeys, and he says, don't even ask, just come show up, set up outside if we want to sell tickets there. It'll be a different crowd there. The problem with the farmers market is we get the same people week after week, and after 3 weeks, we've hit them all. So we may have a new crowd, and we can set up, see how Sobeys works. We'll just pick a weekend and do it there. But anything else for Beer for Year before we move on?
No, I think that's about the extent of it. Just got to get them sold.
Okay, well, my computer decided to kick me out. What else did we go over? Did we do the garage sale yet?
No, we haven't gotten there yet. We're still on Beer for a Year.
No, we've just talked about Beer for a Year.
Okay, thank you. So garage sale, this is going to be huge. Ann Smith has a garage full of stuff. Apparently a lot of stuff.
And Kel.
Yeah, no, but Ann Smith has some stuff to take over as well.
Oh, okay.
And Kel's already got some stuff. I'm going to be talking, well, I have been talking with Michael Stanley, so has Ann. For those of you who know, he is moving to Toronto. He is selling his stuff right now. He's downsizing and everything's going on an online auction. Anything that's not left, he is donating to the club to sell at this garage sale. And called me after going over to look at it and was flabbergasted. Like, we are going to need to rent a truck to get this stuff out. So he's looking, I'm going over Thursday afternoon to see what's left. But Tuesday the 23rd, or Tuesday, what I think is the 23rd, he wants everything out that night. So I'm going to be looking for strong men to help us get stuff out, and to Ann's for the garage sale. Andrea Kanjan has also agreed to donate a bunch of furniture as well that needs picked up. So we can do that all at the same night. So,
yeah, we've been collecting from our neighborhood, and we've already dropped off one trailer load to Ann's barn, and we're taking another one either today or tomorrow. So anybody who has neighbors who want to use it as an opportunity to clear out stuff, this is a great opportunity for them. And Michael's, I mean, I don't know how much he's going to have left after his sale, but he's got enough to keep us busy for several hours at the garage sale.
Question, for us that have things to donate, where do we take them?
I think we discussed this in the last meeting, that hold on to them until
the last meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just hold on to them until I think the morning of or the day before, whichever it was, and come in and price them there.
Actually, if I could just jump in, Tim,
yeah.
I'm okay if people don't want to price their stuff. If they start bringing it by the 30th, which is the Monday before the garage sale, I have a couple of friends who are helping me price it so we could store it in the barn. But if people want to price it, I would say you could just bring it the morning of. So just a couple of options.
So President Dean?
Yes, Al?
So the last big garage sale we did was at Ann's farm on Young Street. And it was really something. I mean, we had a whole field full of stuff, but we also had tables. So we had about 20 tables. And we got those tables from an auctioneer who was a member of the club. They were old, rickety old tables, but they were perfect. I'm wondering if anybody's given any thought to the tables, because for all the small stuff we have, we're going to need to have tables to put it all out on. So do we have access has anyone got access to a number of tables, either old rickety ones or ordinary ones or whatever?
I know I have one fold-up table that I've volunteered to bring.
I have one.
We should really
tables that they can bring, not a problem. Old wooden ones.
Yeah, we can get that out to the membership, because I think that'll be important. It's no one wants to walk through bent over picking stuff out of the grass, and I'm thinking of books. We need to get them up off the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk about that and get things organized for tables as well. Anything?
So just, sorry.
No, go ahead, Ann.
Sorry, Dean, my internet keeps freezing. We were just talking about tables. I just wanted to let the club know that up in the barn, I have, I think there are 3 long tables tabletops that sit on sawhorses. I think they're good enough to use. And then I have at my place as well, 7 8-foot-long rectangular tables that Susie and Sean dropped off, I think back in the spring, Susie. So we can use those as well. So we have a start, but we will need more.
Okay. It's good to know that we have at least those as well. Anyone else have any other comments or concerns on the garage sale before we move on?
President Dean?
Yes, Michael.
Sorry, I do apologize. The last 2 weeks I haven't been here, so I'm brand new to the club. Number one, I don't know what the garage sale's about. Number two, I have no idea where Ann Kell's place is.
Well, we're gonna play it like a scavenger hunt. You have to find.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
No, she's on Young Street. So I'm terrible with road names. And what's the main intersection there by you?
I'm just south of the 4th. The address is 6225 Young Street. It's anybody, if anybody has been around for a while, it's the old sheep farm.
16025?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Garage sale is, if you've got stuff we're donating, get neighbors, friends. We're just going all the ends and having a huge weekend garage sale on the Labor Day long weekend.
Awesome. Thank you.
Chris Begg.
Excuse me, yes. Just in my experience, tables are an issue, but if you have some 4x8 plywood sheets, you could put those between already existing tables and double your tables area very easily without more legs. That's my input on that.
Right, $80 a sheet.
Well, you never know what people have tucked away.
Okay. Any other questions about the garage sale? Nope. Bottle drive, I know we have got a couple weeks for that. I picked up a big thing of bottle or 7 bags of cans yesterday, and a box of bottles. So I'm hoping the next one will be a success, but we'll talk about that more often or more into the future, closer to the date. Anything else for old business?
Well,
Dean, can you give us the date for the third one?
I believe it's the 18th of September.
Yeah, September 18th. And it will be in 3 locations. It will be at the community church, the Stroud parking lot, and the Cookstown Community Center parking lot as well.
And furthermore to the bottle drive, I want to thank everybody who's reached out. The fact that they picked up the signs. If you could hold on to the ones you have until we're ready to start putting them back out again, we'll arrange what we want to put on those things and the logistics of it. So.
President Dean, I guess it falls under old business. I just want to remind everybody that the district conference in Timmins is coming up the weekend of September 10th to the 12th. All those people who have attended conference in the past, you know what a great event it is. For those who haven't ever attended, it's a great opportunity. I'm sure if we get several members wanting to go, there could be some carpooling going on. It's quite a long drive to Timmins, but I think it would be a great opportunity, especially for members who haven't been in the club very long. I think it would be a great opportunity for them to meet other Rotarians in our district.
There is a bus going too.
Yes, there's a bus that starts from Barrie, I believe, right, Barb?
I think it's Barrie, but it's and they're picking up along the way.
Thank you. And on that, I know we have a few board members here at that meeting. They are asking each club to donate or bring $50 in alcohol for a draw. So Barb has agreed to take it up if I can't make it through work for work reasons. And I was just wondering if the club agreed that it was okay to use club funds to do so.
Sure.
You got thumbs up for most of the board, so okay, we'll go ahead. Barb will take that offline and discuss that. Thank you. On to new business. I don't know if anyone got the email, Eco Club info session. Does anyone recall seeing that email at all? Okay, well, I know I got it. I believe Ann Smith got it, and Barb. So Barb, can I ask you to send that out to everybody? But
It should have gone to everybody, but I can resend it.
yeah, that'd be
It won't-
fantastic. Thank you.
It is tonight, but it's, I won't get to it till around 11 o'clock at the earliest.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I'll send it.
Thank you, Barb.
Yeah, it's tonight at 7 o'clock. So just put it in your calendar if you're interested, and I'll get the link out to you.
Great. Yeah, it's from 7 to 8. It's on the Water Stewardship Initiative, Great Lakes Watershed Cleanup. So Barb will get that out. And if you can be there, it'd be fantastic. I believe that's all I have to cover today, unless anybody's got any other information or anything to share. Nope. So we do have some time, so we'll go through a good news round. Let's start with Jen.
Thanks, President Dean. Just looking forward to, my parents are coming up on Friday, so I'm taking a day off on Friday. They haven't seen the war zone around our house yet, so I'm gonna take them on the tornado tour, and it'll be good to see them. It's been a little while.
Thank you, Jen. Jeff.
Yeah, just got back from my holidays yesterday. I was away for 5 days. We had a lot of fun. It was a family getaway. It was one of the most interesting weekends. We did a lazy river tour. Takes about 3 hours to do on a tube, and lots of beer. So we got lots of empties for that. Other than that, everything is good. Everything's the same.
Can you get in trouble for drinking and floating, Jeff?
No, I'm not driving. I'm just floating.
Tim.
Hey, yeah, so I have really exciting news. I accepted a new position yesterday. I will be leaving Royal Bank as of September the 10th, and I'm beginning as the Director of Information Technologies and Business Services for the Ontario Federation of Snowmobile Clubs. So this is an incredible opportunity that it's like a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity just popped up, and I felt bad leaving the bank and all my team there, but you know what, more responsibility, less bureaucracy. It's going to be exactly the kind of work environment I want to be in, so I'm really excited.
So you have to buy a sled now, Tim.
Oh yeah, I'll be talking to you.
Thanks, Tim. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Rutledge.
Well, this past weekend, Lynn and I went to visit our nephew and niece just north of Huntsville. We hadn't seen them in I don't know how long, so we had just a wonderful weekend with them, and so that's our happy news for today.
Good to hear. Ann Smith.
Thanks, President Dean. Don't really have good news. We were supposed to be in the States this week visiting with our daughter's son-in-law and 3 grandsons. They're in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Everything was booked, and then on the advice of my oncologist, she strongly suggested we don't go because of the COVID situation, especially in the southern states. So it's kind of a sad week.
But on the plus side, you get to spend it with us. Brandy.
I've missed a couple meetings or a few meetings, so I have a little bit of catching up. First, I want to say thank you to the club, everybody in the club, for your support while my house turned into a pool. On the plus side, I'd like to thank the chief who surprised my son a few weeks ago for his birthday. He's still ear to ear talking about it. Our family dog is now his police dog. And last night in the barn, he nominated an assistant chicken. So you also have a chicken on your force, but thank you for that.
Thank you, Brandy. Debbie and Paul.
Good morning, everybody. So lots of good news. We have floors, we have walls at our build.
2 walls.
2 walls actually in our garage. It's going to be super high. We're really excited. and it's been a little bit busy over here. I'm really busy with my work right now for the next couple of weeks. So we may or may not be able to join you next Wednesday. We'll try. And otherwise, everything's going good. We're all excited about everything.
Good to hear. Sounds like everyone's got a little bit of construction going on in some way or another. Dwayne.
Thanks, President Dean. So good news, I just got approached by the program coordinator at Centennial College, and they want me to be a part of their program advisory committee for their photography program, which is pretty cool, just to sort of give my perspective on what the future of, I guess, digital looks like. So I'm excited about that.
Good to hear. That's fantastic. Al, I know you've got to leave soon, so let's get you up next.
Well, Dwayne, congratulations. That's good news. And Tim, that's wonderful news. Congratulations. That's a feather in our cap for the Rotary Club. My goodness, the Ontario Federation of Snowmobile Clubs is a huge organization and really, really important to the economy of Ontario. So I know you'll do well. So we woke up on Monday morning to find ourselves in the middle of a federal election. And a lot of people are saying, my goodness, we don't need this right now. And I am one of them. We just don't need an election right now. First of all, we've got to get COVID settled away and get back to normal. So to go through an election it's nuts. But anyway, the good news is the election is over in 30 days, which actually at 28 days from now, the election will be over. So it'll be very short. So you'll see some of us out there putting signs up. And as I said, the good news is it'll be over in 28 days. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Al. Janet, welcome back. Missed you last week.
Thanks, President Dean. My good news is on Sunday past, my husband's one of his best friends from Roslyn, BC came for a visit, and we were able to kind of connect. You know, we go skiing with them and visit with them, and he was saying how because of the fires and everything, there's like a smoke and everything all over his area in Roslyn as well. But it was really nice to catch up with them and be able to kind of find out what's going on with the rest of our friends. These are friends that we've had since public school. So we've kept up with them since then. So it was a great day.
I should be able to get them, but otherwise I'll take them after.
Chief Fletcher.
Well, good morning. Thanks, President Dean. Our good news really is from the police service. We're swearing in 6 new officers tomorrow evening. We've had them back from the police college for a couple of weeks, and then they'll get sworn in and become full-fledged police officers on Thursday evening and get out to the streets. So we continue to try and grow the organization. We've got 4 more going to the college in September, and hopefully 4 more in January. So just trying to replace some of the people that have left us and catch up with the growth in the community. So an exciting time for the service to be growing and meeting those demands.
Good to hear. Mr. Tuff.
Well, we are officially 1 month out from our daughter's October 2020 COVID postponed wedding. So we're very much looking forward to that on September 18th. So I'll be at the bottle drive in my tux.
Hopefully you don't spill on it that early. That'll be later on. Susie.
Morning, everybody. Glad to be home. Not really. I want to be with my grandkids, but it was awesome. The trip we had was great. Lots of challenges getting across the border. You had to have a lot of COVID testing before and after and during and all the other things. But the States is kind of, well, Wyoming, for example, they think COVID's gone. So when you get there, no one's wearing masks. It's kind of like surreal. We kept ours on because we had to fly back in 3 weeks. So we didn't want to mess around with that. But we had a great time, lots of hiking, sometimes too much hiking. It was tough. My son thinks I'm still, young. He just dragged us up and down those mountains. But we had a good time. The kids are fantastic and I miss them terribly already. So planning for the next time we can get together, but hopefully it's sooner than the last time was.
Thank you. Ken.
Well, I'm happy to be here and happy to see everybody this morning. My daughter just completed her last paper for her master's degree, and she's real happy after 6 years of study. And on positively, she's moving forward. Yeah, great.
Thank you, Ken. Robert.
Nothing new to share. Everybody's healthy and safe. So I just want to say good morning to everybody and good seeing you. And I can't wait to have the in-person next week.
Chris Beggs.
Good morning. It's nice to be here this week with good reception for change and no connection issues or running out of time. I'm gradually going to be seeing people I haven't seen for a couple of years, so that's exciting. One friend's coming next week to the cottage for a few days. And I have banished the otter from under the cottage. We had otters a few years ago, and they're very smelly. And so one little pup decided that he would come this year and make it his home. And he let me know that we were sharing by letting a little whiff of scent every time I walked over his spot. So anyway, few rocks. He's not that big, he can move them. So I haven't smelled him for a whole week. So I'm confident he's found other quarters.
Let's hope so. Barb.
Warren's going to take ours.
Good morning. Just a big thank you from the COPE program for the sponsorship for the Molly. The event takes place this Saturday. We're hoping for good weather. Thanks again.
Thank you, Warren. And Cal.
Thanks, President Dean. I guess our good news is we're just anxiously awaiting the arrival of a new granddaughter, probably within the next week or so.
Lovely.
Whitney. Whitney, you have no sound.
No sound.
It's not on mute. Something's going on.
We do a subtitle or a dub. Somebody's going to dub as Whitney speaks.
Chief Fletcher, you got a lip reader around? Thank you, Whitney.
We'll catch up.
All right, so great round there. Did skip, yeah, next week we are going to be meeting in person at the library. Tim, have we worked out a hybrid model yet, or should we get in touch?
So I've been coordinating with Barb. I'm planning on attending Barry's club so I can kind of see how they're doing it and just to get a better vibe. I was chatting with Ann Smith a couple of weeks ago about potentially going in the day before to kind of do a bit of a run through to see how it would work, what the facilities look like. So you know what? If it works, wonderful. If it doesn't work, lessons learned, and we'll get through it somehow.
Okay, perfect.
President Dean, just a reminder that the library does require masks for anybody who is there, and there will be social distancing in that area as well.
Perfect, thank you. Tim, if you need help with the run through, we can get a couple different links up and I'll help you with that.
Thank you so much.
Before we move on to Learning Corner, did anyone have any other comments, anything to bring up? No? Oh, Ann?
Yeah, thanks, President Dean. I was talking to Beulah at the clothing bank the other day, and she indicated that the beginning of September is when they do their season changeover. So if anybody has winter clothes or coats or anything, or boots or things like that to donate, hold on to the winter stuff until the beginning of September, and then they will be able to get them distributed through the community.
Perfect, because I haven't even checked the kids to see what they need for winter yet or what they've grown out of. Janet, did you have anything for Learning Corner today?
Yes, I do. One other thing to say, make a note of when I was talking about my friend from out in Rossland. He's a Rotarian as well, we found out. And so we compared a lot of notes. I tried to sell him a beer for a year, but we can't do anything outside of Ontario. Damn. So anyways, okay, so the Learning Corner for today is, just a second here. The four-way test. One of the most widely printed and quoted statements of business ethics in the world is the four-way test. It was created by Rotarian Herbert J. Taylor in 1932 when he was asked to take charge of the Chicago-based Club Aluminum Company, which was facing bankruptcy. Taylor looked for a way to save the struggling company mired in a depression-caused financial difficulties. He drew up a 24-word code of ethics for all his employees to follow in their business and professional lives. The four-way test became the guide for the sales, production, advertising, and all relations with dealers and customers, and the survival of the company was credited to this simple philosophy. Herb Taylor became president of Rotary International during 1954 to 55. The four-way test was adopted by Rotary in 1943 and has been translated into more than 100 languages and published in thousands of ways. The message should be known and followed by all Rotarians. One of the things we think, say, or do: 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And 4, will it be beneficial for all concerned or to all concerned? So that's your Learning Corner.
Thank you, Janet. And so if nobody's got anything else, I'll give you an extra 3 minutes of your workday to get started. Thank you all. Have a great day, and we'll see everybody soon.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.
I know.